Okay, this is Sarah Lindblom. This is my code review 1 for web programming fall 2015. So the first file that I have is from week 1, is good teacher. This is my name variable, which I just called teacher, and then the gender variable that I have was Mr. So then it goes through, and wherever the name should be, it concatenates both of those variables and prints out the name. And there, that works just fine. I had to put a space after the Mr. so that would show up as a space as well. On to week 2 for the striped rows. So as you see, I did inline CSS right here, just assigning the background color to the table data itself. The user input here is getting the number of rows and assigning it to the variable as a number of rows and calling it the counter. Here is where, so then if the number of rows is not entered, it will default to 10. And this is how I decide whether it is odd or even. So this basically says, this is the modular operator. So it just basically says if it's divisible by 2, which would leave nothing, then it's even. If it's not divisible by 2 and leave nothing, then it would be an odd number. So then if it's an even number, print this. If it's not an even number, print that. So this is for the default if they don't enter anything else. Else, which would include anything else that they have entered, the counter becomes the number of rows that they entered, and it follows the same suit. So then if we run this, and I open it up in a browser window, it automatically, oops, I clicked the wrong project. Of course I did. And if we open it up in a new, okay, striped rows. So it automatically does 10, and then if I enter a number, it follows suit. So I entered 3 and there's 3. So there you have that. The next one that I have is week 3, is form helpers. So here's my submit tag. So basically it default, if nothing is entered, when the function is called, it defaults to commit. And basically you're just making the variables equal to HTML code, so when the function is called, it outputs HTML code, making sure that where anything is called within the function call, that is entered where necessary, and then it returns that there. Next is the link to function. Again, assigning defaults where necessary to each one. So then it's basically saying if there's nothing entered in the text is equal to the URL, return that. If the number of classes is over more than 0, then return the classes entered and return that entire string. Then the select tag here function, once again there's defaults assigned to each variable, and kind of this is validation pretty much. If the number of values entered is nothing, then return there's nothing. Then let the user know there's nothing. If there's no labels entered, then assign assign labels to values. If the count of labels is not equal the count of values, then return that they have to be the same size. Otherwise, go ahead and build your HTML there, and so on and so forth. So it's making sure that no matter what is entered, something is legitimately going to be showing up on the screen when the function is called anyway. So then down here it says for each value as a key, because it's going through this array, the key is the value. And then it builds that and adds it to the return string variable, and once again it's returning that string. So then here's where I call those three functions, and this is my bash window, and here's the test line that I need. And so this is me running the tests, and they are all good to go there. So there's that. The next thing that I have is week 4 is the inventory. So here is my inventory. Basically, this is me building the array. This is adding a record into the array, deleting a record from the array using a session, so it doesn't break at all, and display the inventory after all that is done. And then this is the HTML to make that show up. So then if I would like to display that, so I could actually delete dandelion tree from here, and that will work just fine. And my time is up now. Thanks for watching.